Welcome, friends, to another exciting episode of A VGM Journey. And I'm your host, The Messenger. The track that we're playing in today's show is The Bottomless Well from the game The Smurfs Nightmare, and it was composed by Alberto Jose Gonzalez. We've got quite a bit of nice tracks to play on the show this week, and even quite a handful of listener requests. And let's just not waste any time and let's go right into it. I want to start things off with a request from Heat Override. He wanted me to play Fear of the Heavens, which is the intro / title screen music from Secret of Mana, specifically the remake, and it was composed by Hiroki Kikuta. That really calm and amazing track that you just listened to, that was Fear of the Heavens from Secret of Mana Remake, and it was composed by Hiroki Kikuta. Oh, and it was also requested by Heat Override. So thank you, Heat Override, for that track. I actually can't believe that at this point of the show's life that I haven't played anything from Secret of Mana. And I think what's even crazier is that I played something from the remake before the original. And to be honest, I'm not really a big fan of the overall soundtrack for the remake. So I think the original is pretty amazing, but listening to the remade music for this remake, I don't really know how to put it in the best of words to describe what it sounds like to me. I don't want to call it butchered. I think to me, it just doesn't sound right. But I will say that they did an amazing job, though, on this title screen music, the Fear of the Heavens. And I know that this was a remake that fans of the original generally did not like. So I actually am curious about where your opinion is on the remake, Heat Override, because I do think this title screen music is amazing, but the rest of the soundtrack is not that good. And I just wonder what went wrong. So, once again, Heat Override, thank you for that track. We're going to follow that up with another request, this time coming from Hammock, the host of KVGM The Last Wave. And he wanted me to play something from Witch in Hero 2. This is Stage 9, and it was composed by Misoka. That track that you just listened to, that was Stage 9 from the game Witch and Hero 2. It was composed by Misoka, and it was requested by Hammock. So thank you, Hammock, for that pretty awesome track. I was really surprised when Hammock requested this track on the VGM Journey Discord. We have a request channel on that, and it was just out of the blue, and even one of the other VGM journeyman, Utopia Nemo, all he had to say was, "Oh my, that's beautiful." And I actually never heard of this game, so I decided to check it out a little bit, and I think it's pretty interesting. From the gist that I got out of that was, you play as two different characters and you try to fight enemies and bosses, and you got to control both of these characters at the same time. And I guess there's like a bit of a puzzle element to everything, and it's all done in this pixel art, which that's been a pretty popular thing for smaller budget titles these days. And I think this is a game that you can check out on the Switch. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's on the Switch. And this is one soundtrack that I'm gonna have to check out the rest because this has my interest. I want to say once again, thank you for that track, Hammock. And now, once again, we're gonna play another listener request, this time coming from Muddle Madness. He wanted me to play Forest of Secrets from the game Ikenfell, and it was composed by Sabrielle, Augustin, and Aivi and Surrashu. Let's give that one a listen. That track that you just listened to, that was Forest of Secrets from the game Ikenfell. It was composed by Sabrielle, Augustin, and Aivi and Surrashu, and it was requested by Muddle Madness. So thank you, Muddle Madness, for that track. I think just like Witch and Hero 2, I wasn't really all that familiar with Ikenfell. So I decided to look at some gameplay for it, and even just listening to this song, I think the art style and the music reminds me of Celeste. And I don't think any of the same developers or anyone were involved with Ikenfell, but I do wonder if it was somewhat inspired by Celeste, even though it's a different game, because Celeste is a platformer while Ikenfell is a role-playing game, an RPG, and it actually seems to have a similar battle system to stuff like Super Mario RPG or Paper Mario, where you pick your moves, and then when you're performing the moves, you gotta affect how powerful the move is based off of other, button timings or whatever. I think that style of RPG battles I've always thought was pretty interesting, and that's a big reason why I like the Mario and Luigi games, because you're not just picking a move and then they just do it. You actually get yourself involved with the action in a turn-based way. And I think this is another soundtrack that I actually want to kind of dig deeper into, and I might play some more stuff on the show in the future. So I just want to say once again, thank you, Muddle Madness, for that track. Next, we're going to play something from Afterburner. This is Final Takeoff, and it was composed by Hiroshi Kawaguchi. track that you just heard, that was Final Takeoff from Afterburner, and it was composed by Hiroshi Kawaguchi. And that's going to just about do it for the show this week. If you like what you've been listening to, have your friends check out the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever podcatching service that you can think of. I'm more than likely going to be on there. You can email the show at vgmjourney@yahoo.com, and you could also check us out on Twitter at vgmjourney. We also have a Discord server, which I will provide a link in the show notes, and you should totally join it and hang out with your other fellow VGM journeymen. So there's a lot of good people in there, and heck, we even share some art too. And I'm gonna play things out with one more track, and this is coming to us from Bastion. The track is Build That Wall, and it was composed by Darren Korb. Have a good week, everyone.
Dig my hole, you build a wall. I dig my hole, you build a wall. One day that wall is gonna fall. Gonna build that city on a hill. That city on a hill. Someday those tears are gonna spill. So build that wall and build it strong, 'cause we'll be there for too long. Gonna build that wall up to the sky. Gonna build that wall up to the sky. Someday your bird is gonna fly. Gonna build that wall until it's done. Gonna build that wall until it's done. But now you've got nowhere to run. So build that wall and build it strong, 'cause we'll be there before too